Hey guys, welcome back to the Kack Cast. Today we will be joined by a lovely special guest, Jack Frank.
Hey, happy to be here, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
And as always, Avery on the soundboard. So Jack, how have you been? What'd you do this week that might be interesting for all of our listeners?
Actually, I was assigned with doing a podcast of my own. You can check it out at the Giler Jamboree.
That's awesome, man. I've heard you've got really good co-star with you on there.
For sure, dude.
Hang on, folks. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back. And we're back. Now, Jack, I wanted to tell you about a recent purchase of mine.
Oh, cool. What is it?
A Segway.
Cool.
Speaking of Segways, forensics.
Wow, flawless.
I was reading this case earlier and I thought it'd be interesting to discuss with you.
For sure.
Basically, a recent investigation led to the discovery of nearly every examiner in an elite FBI forensic unit gave flawed testimony in almost all trials in which they offered evidence against criminal defendants over more than a 2-decade period before 2000. Of 28 examiners with the FBI Laboratories microscopic hair comparison unit, 26 of them overstated forensic matches in ways that favored prosecutors in more than 95% of the 268 trials reviewed so far, according to the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and the Innocence Project. Now get this, Jack. The cases include those of 32 defendants sentenced to death. Of those, 14 have been executed or died in prison.
Wow.
Of course, the errors alone do not mean that there was not other evidence of a convict's guilt, but there's still a chance that a lot of those convictions could be false.
That means that the FBI falsely examined the epidermises, sebaceous glands, sweat glands, papillae, or the capillaries of all those cases, since those are all related to trace evidence in hair.
Yes, that is possible. The article didn't say exactly what went wrong, but it had to include one of those things for them to wrongfully testify hair evidence.
That's crazy. The fact that something like that could happen in the justice system is pretty mind-blowing to think about.
There doesn't seem to be much justice in that situation, huh?
Nuh-uh. But actually, I have a Segway of my own.
You brought a Segway too?
No, Kyler, but I did buy a subscription to a forensics magazine that actually had a fascinating article explaining hair.
That was a perfectly executed Segway, my friend.
It mentioned a bunch of different facts about hair. I'll discuss them with you, and then you can chime in if you want to add anything.
Sounds good.
I read that there are 3 stages in the life cycle of hair: the anagen, the catagen, and telogen.
Oh yeah, isn't that when most hair is growing at any given time?
Yes, it is. The catagen is where over a few weeks the hair growth slows and the follicle shrinks.
I think I know the last one. Isn't it telogen? It's when over months hair growth stops and the old hair detaches from the hair follicle. A new hair pushes out the old one, right?
That's it.
Not only are there 3 stages of life in the hair, but there's also lots of different parts too. There's the root, which is the part that grows in the follicle.
There's the shaft, which is the middle of the hair. Also the tip, the narrow end of the hair.
Audience, you thought we were done? Not even close. Don't forget the cuticle, the outermost layer of the hair made of keratin. There's also the cortex. It's made of spindle-shaped cells, pigment granules, and ovoid bodies.
Lastly, there's the medulla, which is the innermost layer of the hair. It is made of cells that form a shaft through the middle of the hair.
Hang on to your hats and horses, folks.
Glue those socks on. We are about to rock your world.
For all those listeners with cute little pets at home, this part's for you. There is actually human and non-human hair. One of the main differences is the core of the follicle. The animal's hair allows for the coating of the hair to insulate.
Human and animal hair are actually chemically indistinguishable. They have the same chemical composition and are both made of keratin.
That's crazy. Jack, did you know that there are ethnic group differences in hair?
What?
There's actually Asian hair, Afro hair, and Caucasian hair. Asian hair grows from a round hair follicle, while Afro hair sprouts from an oval one, and Caucasian hair follicles vary. Being dead material, the hair subsequently keeps its original shape. That's why Asian hair is usually straight, Afro grows in spiral, and Caucasian hair can be pretty much anything else.
That's really interesting. Now, audience, if you're still with us, there's one last thing that our producers want us to talk about.
It's the body region differences in hair.
The different types of hair include terminal, vellus, and lanugo hair.
Terminal hair is the hair found on your head, armpits, and pubic area.
It is also normally visible on the arms, legs, and the backs or stomachs, if they're really hairy. All terminal hair is connected to oil-secreting sebaceous glands on the skin.
Vellus hair is basically peach fuzz. It's normally very fine and short. Finally, laguno hair is the hair that covers the fetus inside the womb. It keeps the fetus warm during development.
Woo, that was a doozy.
Thanks for sticking with us, audience, if you're still here. Join us next time on the Kack Cast.